Hashtag not my cap. There it is. That's the intro. Spoiler warning ahead for anybody who hasn't seen Falcon and the Winter Soldier episode 1 yet, but if you haven't, make sure to get to it. Sam, this episode was crazy. We
hmm
saw at the end, we got a little clip and they left us without a end cut scene, but they have us on a cliffhanger right now by showing us somebody walking out with Captain America's shield, and
hmm
he is the newest Avenger, it seems like. America is painting him as the poster boy of the country. So, what were your original thoughts, first of all, to seeing that? And then we'll talk a little bit about who he actually is in a second.
Yeah, well, if you guys are curious to actually see our raw reactions, we did a live stream reacting to it. It is still on the channel, so go check that out. And if you guys are loving the breakdowns, the theories, the predictions, all of it, make sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Let us know your thoughts. But now to actually answer your question after the little plug, uh, I was that obviously took me by surprise. That took, I think, everybody by surprise. It's kind of like how WandaVision, they ended every episode with "Please stand by," no end cutscene, nothing, just leave you for a week
Hmm.
hanging. Same idea here, but we did a little bit of digging. It was a little obvious. I know our chat helped us out a lot with some theories while we were doing live, but I think we cracked the case, Jonathan. Let us present the evidence here. So, it's Jonathan Walker. It's
Yeah.
U.S. agent through and through. But for anybody that doesn't know, this is Marvel Wiki, and let's read a little bit about who this character is and some of the connections he has in the comics, and then how much of that the MCU could actually pull from for this show. So John Walker is a U.S. Army veteran who went through the power broker process to enhance his strength in hopes of honoring his fallen brother, and he joined some wrestling federation as a super patriot until he became convinced to put his skills to better use and become a superhero. He was later chosen to take up the mantle of Captain America when Steve Rogers retired. Okay, and so we could read a little bit about his
No,
power set. We could read
let's
about
talk
his history.
let's talk a little bit about that first because it kind of paints a picture of how we can relate it to the
Mhm.
show. This is who he is in the comics. This is who his character is in a general sense. We'll talk about his abilities and whether or
Mhm.
not we'll see some of those, or he's just a regular dude with Captain America's shield just as a poster boy. There are several options to go with this, but we're looking specifically at him taking the mantle of Captain America,
Yeah.
him being the new Cap. And again, I'm going to be riding with this throughout the entire episodes, throughout the entire series. Hashtag not my cap.
Yeah, well, I don't know if the country will accept him in the MCU, but certainly everybody outside in the real world, we're not going to accept this guy as Captain America himself. US agent, that's another story. I think we'd all be happy to see that storyline go. And in just a minute, we will read. There's this tab that's just calling our name, Confronting Sam
Mhm.
Wilson, the title character of the Falcon and the Winter Soldier show. So we'll be reading that in just a second. I'm hanging that off in suspense, but they have a couple options they could take with this character.
100%.
They can go the Pietro route from WandaVision, where
The
they hype it up.
Fietro.
Yeah, where they hype him up and then reveal that it was a meta joke. It's, haha, you knew who that was, but we tricked you. And they just played it up for an inappropriate joke, right? Maybe they will do that with this character. He'll be the poster boy, like you
there's
said.
there's much more to this, Sam. There's
Like
much more.
they could give him the shield. They can make him pretty much what Captain America was before the serum, right? Where he was just a big guy with a nice outfit that would go and sing
Well,
songs
that
with
was that was
children.
actually he already had the serum in
He
him,
already had the serum. He
but
wasn't
they
a
were yeah.
superhero.
But you know what I see kind of potentially happening. We
hmm
saw Sam Wilson, Falcon,
hmm
um, struggling with his family's legacy, the boat and the house. He didn't want
hmm
to sell them throughout the entire thing. So we see legacy is important to him, which is
hmm
why he retired the shield. Seeing somebody else hold the shield must have been like seeing somebody come out of a grave. It must have been traumatizing, and we're
Yeah.
going to see some crazy things I don't know if if Sam is gonna like John Walker, aka
Mhm.
the new Cap, but I don't think Bucky will either. So there's definitely going to be a
No.
lot of conflict. That's probably what's going to bring these two characters together. But let's go ahead and read that part of the wiki that you were talking about earlier.
All right, so we're gonna go straight to confronting Sam Wilson. So, when John Walker rejoined the U.S. Army, he was sent on a mission in unknown locations in the Middle East to take down terrorist cells. Something that we've already seen in the show, Falcon fighting against the Flag Smashers. And tune in for another video. We're going to be talking about everything we can theorize about that group, but
Yep.
we're not going to talk about them too much in this one. That would be too in depth for one video. So after a raid of the terrorist compound, he got a call from the U.S. Senate. Soon after the mission was done, John went back to the United States, where he met with the Kean Industries president Paul Kean and Texas Senator Tom Harreld in Manhattan. They explained to him that the reason he had been contacted was to reclaim Cap's shield from Sam Wilson,
Mm,
since he was not deemed suitable for the title of Captain America by the public. So they, in the comics, this is just a compilation of Earth 616, is that's the main
hmm
universe in the comic books, right? And they went on, they disagreed on political views, they disagreed on what to do with the mantle, and obviously Sam and John would fight a lot, kind of like you and me. I'm Sam, you're John, like we fight a lot. I'm kidding, but yeah, so there's a precedent set in the comics. John Walker, Sam Wilson fought over the shield. Who
Yeah.
should take up the mantle post Steve Rogers? We're setting right up, and um, there's some Hydra connections too.
Oh yeah. Let's talk about that a little bit because personally, when I first saw him, the new Cap, I didn't
Hmm.
trust him, not one bit. I felt like there's so much more behind this character that they can't just put a poster boy out there. He's
Hmm.
got to have something. Maybe they gave him some super soldier serum. We saw that there was some extra hanging around after the Winter Soldier, but who knows?
Hmm.
The United States has always been trying to replicate that, and maybe they finally did. Maybe General Ross could make a cameo in here and be behind this kind of experiment. So,
Yeah.
personally, I don't feel like he's going to be a good guy. I feel like he might, like the Mysterio route. Like he's
Hmm.
a hero in the public eye, but behind the scenes, he's doing all these terrible things. If
Hmm.
you've seen The Boys, kind of like a Homelander kind of villain. So, yeah, I feel like there's so much more to this character, and we're gonna find it out in just 5 more episodes. It seems crazy that it's such a short series,
Hmm.
but it's Marvel. They know what they're doing, so they have their T's crossed, their
Hmm.
I's dotted. But this this engagement with Bucky and Falcon is gonna be crazy. I don't know how they're gonna react.
Yeah, so certainly, I mean, they set it up in the show where Bucky has been a recluse. He hasn't been talking to anybody, including Sam. I think this is the one time where Sam's going to call him up, like, yo, you seeing this? And Bucky's going to pick up and be, yeah, I'm seeing this. What are we going to do about it?
Yeah.
So let's read a little bit about, so everybody knows who this character is. What kind of abilities does he have, right? Because it's one thing what his history is in the comic books. That's cool and all. What's he going to do?
Yeah.
How is he going to be able to contest with our heroes and also the other villains that they're presenting in the show, the Flag Smashers, this terror cell that's trying to cause anarchy basically everywhere, right? So
The
he
world was
has.
better in the blip.
Mhm. So he went through the Power Broker Enhancement Program, which I guess that's like the government super serum
Yeah.
program, which gave him superhuman strength. He is capable of lifting about 10 tons in
That's
the
a lot of
comics.
tons.
I don't know how much that compares to Captain America's strength, but that's a lot. So, superhuman stamina, US agents' muscles produce fewer fatigue toxins than the muscles of ordinary humans, and so he can exert himself at peak capacity for several hours before fatigue begins to
Wow.
even affect him. Again, that's something where I've seen pretty much every single hero in Marvel's universe has some version of that, but that's still going to make it very difficult to fight when you're someone like Falcon who doesn't have that kind of.
Yeah.
His abilities are very tech based and knowledge of tactics, military strategy, fighting.
Aerial assault. Yeah.
Yeah. It's not so much that he is physically enhanced. So that stamina is going to make it really hard to keep up, even with Winter Soldier on your side.
Yeah.
Now we have Superhuman Agility. So this agent's agility and body coordination are enhanced to levels that are beyond that of a human's natural limits. He has superhuman reflexes, so that's kind of like a poor man's spidey sense,
Yeah.
and superhuman durability. So the tissues of his body are somewhat harder and more resistant to injury than the body of an ordinary human. Not 100% medically accurate, because if they were harder, they'd be more likely to break, but whatever. However, he is not invulnerable and thus can sustain injury in many of the same ways that an ordinary human can. However, he can withstand impact forces and trauma that would severely injure or kill anyone else and only have mild discomfort from that.
So let me tell you this. Is he gonna have let me ask you this. Is he gonna have any of these abilities in the show? I don't
Mhm.
think they actually gave him super soldier serum. He had a gun on him. I know we saw Captain America use a gun, but he was in a world war at the time. Uh but he's just at a press conference. It might seem like he's relying on other things rather than
Mhm.
his strength to take down some bad guys. What do you think?
So
Why
that's
does he
why I
have a gun
said
and does he have the super soldier
So
serum?
that's why I said so they could either go with the he's just a guy in a suit who is going to pretend like he's all of that until he's faced with real conflict, and then he's going to shy away from that and he's going to be revealed to be a big fraud all along, or he's actually the real deal. He's actually US agent. He's going to have all these powers. He's going to be the one who got away from this program, the rogue, all of that. And either way, it's setting up a conflict with the Falcon and Winter Soldier
Do
and
you
him.
think do you think he's good in a sense that like because what made Captain America so great, what made him
Mhm.
worthy of lifting Mjolnir was
Mhm.
his personality. That his heart was stronger than his fist. But do you because that's definitely going to be the main difference in this character. He's not going to be Captain America. He's not going to be Steve Rogers that we grew up watching and
Mhm.
loving. He's going to be a guy who probably has different set of morals than probably I mean, most wholehearted Avenger and always trying to do something right kind of guy. Um, so yeah, that's gonna be the main difference. I feel like from the regular Captain America, the Steve Rogers Captain America, to the John Walker,
Mhm.
the new Avenger. Hashtag not my cap. Thank you
Yeah.
guys. Thank you guys so much for listening to this video. We truly hope you enjoy it. Welcome to the new channel, Breakdown Banter, where Sam and I will be breaking down everything you need to know about the Falcon and the Winter Soldier and much more to come. So make sure to subscribe, click that bell, and stay tuned for our live streams every Friday morning, 2 a.m. Eastern Time or 11 p.m. Pacific Time. We'll be doing live streams and having live watch parties for you guys to come, join the theories, join the conversation, and have a good time. Thank you so much. See you next time on Breakdown Banter.